Hello there, this is my review of the LEGO Star Wars set 75454 Imperial Remnant AT AT with INT4. This set comes with 1,453 pieces, 6.5 minifigures and has a retail price of £140 or $160 US. This is what the back of the box looks like. It just shows off some of the set's features which we'll get into later, and the side box art looks really nice. And inside the box, the bag's labelled 1 through 12, 2 loose pieces and a folder containing the instruction manual and the sticker sheet. And with that said, let's get into the minifigures. This set has 6.5 minifigures, being an Imperial Remnant Warlord, an AT AT driver, a Snowtrooper, 2 Imperial Remnant Snowtroopers, as well as the Mandalorian and Grogu. Starting with Grogu, his torso mold and print look really nice, and the exact same thing goes for his head mold and printing as well. Overall, he's basically perfect now. The next minifigure I want to talk about is the Mandalorian. The leg, foot and hip printing looks really good, and the exact same thing can be said for the torso print. The back print is nice and is covered up by an inaccurate gunmetal grey jetpack that should really be silver. The arm printing is ace, and the helmet print looks perfect, and underneath this is a nice face print, but sadly no hairpiece. At this point Mando is perfect, he just needs his hairpiece included in these sets now. Next up is the Imperial Remnant Warlord. The leg printing is nice, and the same can be said when you follow it up to the torso print and back print. The only problem is that the fur coat should be a very dark lilac, but if that colour doesn't exist then the black is fine. He has 2 face prints, both of them look good, and his hairpiece is just spot on. While simple, this minifigure is still really good. Up next is the AT AT driver. The leg printing looks really nice and accurate, and the same thing can be said about the back print and especially the torso print. The helmet looks absolutely amazing, the printing looks really good and accurate everywhere on it. My only problem with it though is that there's a gap at the back of the helmet where you can see the head underneath, which is a bit annoying. Speaking of, underneath this helmet is a random face print, which is nice to see. Overall this minifigure seems almost perfect, just wish there were 2 of them in this set. After this is a Snowtrooper. The leg printing is good, just wish we had a physical race cape to go on him. The torso print is very nice and so is the back print, just wish he had a backpack. The helmet looks amazing, no problems here, and underneath this is a random face print. The standalone minifigure is good, he just needed some accessories to go with him and he would be absolutely perfect. Last but not least are the Imperial Remnant Snowtroopers. The torso, legs and back print are all the same as the Snowtrooper, so the same stuff I said for the Snowtrooper goes with them, including the accessories. The helmet is different though, and it looks amazing. The mold is really good and the printing looks so good, and the fact that it's a dual mold as well makes it look even better. There are 2 of these in this set, both with different heads, and while it is better than having 1, I wish there was 1 more included, but yeah, quite a nice minifigure, it just needed accessories. Overall, the minifigure selection is okay, but because we see Mando and Grogu in so many other sets, including the AT AT attack, I would have loved to have seen these been replaced with another AT AT driver and another Remnant Snowtrooper, or maybe even one of those lieutenants, at least 2 of these 3. Now that I'm finally done talking about the minifigures, let's talk about the builds this set has to offer. The feet of the AT AT look nice, but one thing that annoys me is that the inner toe is smaller on each foot. It is for a good reason though, as it is like that so the feet can slide past each other, so that's a reasonable reason. All of the legs on the AT AT look quite nice, and they can all be positioned at what I like to call the hip joint at the top right here, the knee joint in the middle, and the ankle joint at the bottom, which is free flowing. This allows the AT AT to be positioned in many various ways, which is quite cool to see. Some of them do look quite realistic, others do look quite unrealistic, but they do still work overall, which is really nice. The hip plating at the top of each leg is very accurate, but the grey of the sticker does not match the grey of the brick. It might not show on camera, but it does show in real life, and it's really, really annoying, and it goes for all the stickers in this set. The underarm this AT AT has is really well done. The underside not so much, but at least it's the bit you aren't supposed to see. Also, before I move on to the body, the legs are very stable and can withstand quite a bit of force. As you can see, I'm trying to knock it over, but I am unsuccessful, so yeah, that's great to see. The panelling all around the AT AT is very smooth and accurate with barely any gaps, apart from at the top back here, there's just a slight gap. Also, I don't know why that 1x1 translucent red circular tile is there. I don't remember anything about that in the film, but it's here, I don't know. The back can also be opened up by dropping down the main panel, pulling out the side panels and lifting the top panel up to reveal a little speeder bike, which is quite nice. The speeder bike itself is simple but nice, and a minifigure can sit down to control it, but he can't hold the handlebars for some reason. It's stored on these 2 studs here and angled up so it can fit in the back, which is quite nice. To access the main interior, all you need to do is lift up both side panels and you have perfect access to the interior. Inside this interior is a lot of space to place minifigures, which is brilliant, but the main reason this is just empty space and not seats is so the INT4 can fit inside. The INT4 itself looks nice. There are some gaps here and there, but the rest of the ship is nice. I think the thrust should be blue, so I don't know why orange was the choice here. This build, even though it is really small, can still fit a minifigure surprisingly. First off, you can open up this small hatch on top to have a minifigure half in, which is fun, or you can pull down the top panel and even the front panel to seat a minifigure inside of the INT4. No control panel though, which I thought was a bit weird. Anyways, that aside, you can fold up the wings of the INT4. By the way, those undersides are really nice. And then after that, you can fold up the main cannon to then place it on some studs inside the AT AT. It secures it in really well and it fits quite amazingly in there. There's a seat at the front and the back of the interior which can seat a minifigure, and they still fit in when the INT4 is secured in, which is brilliant. And there's also a space at the back to place some blasters, which is nice to have. The top of the AT AT looks amazing, and there's even a hatch on top that can be opened to drop a minifigure into the body of the AT AT. The neck of the AT AT looks okay for this scale. It can allow you to move the head side to side as well as up a bit, and also is quite sturdy so it won't come off. Just to prove that the build is quite sturdy, I'm trying to smack it off. It literally won't come off. It is very sturdy. The paneling all over the head of the AT AT looks really nice. I just wish that the side ball turrets extruded out more from the head of the AT AT. Also, the ball turrets at the front look really weird, but at least you can move the cannons up and down and fire some spring-loaded shooters. As you can see by me struggling, it's really hard to shoot them because they're in a bit of a weird area, but they do work. They're all fine. To access the interior, all you need to do is lift up this top panel and you are granted with access to the interior. Here there are 2 seats to seat 2 minifigures and a printed control panel, which is nice. This model is really sturdy. You can basically pick it up from anywhere reasonable and it won't break on you, like the body, the legs, I mean even the neck, as you can see in a moment. You can literally pick it up from the neck and it won't break off. There are a few loose pieces that can break off at times, but apart from that it's not too bad. Overall, I really like this set. The minifigures are good, but could have been a bit better, but the build is very nearly perfect, and the value you get for this set is amazing. £140 or $160 feels like a steal for this, even though it's full price. On a scale of 1 to 10, I have to give this a 9.2 out of 10, just because there are a few minor problems here and there, which can be really easily resolved if they just put their mind to it. If you like the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, or definitely just like I did, really like that intro scene, I would 100% recommend getting this up. Whether it's on a sale or full price, I can't blame you for getting it full price, because this is just an absolutely amazing set with only a few minor problems. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you found this review useful, and thanks for watching.